Hi, it's N996, and this is my 5th battle online in Empire Total War. I got some Hungarian Hussars on the left flank, Vindebush Jaegers on the front, line infantry behind them, 24-pounder foot artillery, and carabiners and General's bodyguard. I am Austria, and this battle is fought on the map Ceylon, and I am against my friend Xerxes 1W1W, who I met in a battle. Not this one, but I met him before, and we were allies against some annoying campers. So anyway, he's got Janissary musketeers in the front, and Sipahis behind them. There's his general's bodyguard. In the forest that just got revealed is two battalions, two batteries, what am I thinking, of 24-pounder howitzers. So, at this distance, normal artillery like this can't hit the other units, so I'm going to move up a little bit, which actually will make it harder for him to fight me because it'll get more sloped as I go towards him. But as far as the maps in this game go, I think this is one of the fairer maps because there isn't a huge hill. The downward side is definitely at a disadvantage, but it's not the worst one. So he's gonna set up pretty soon and start firing at me, and my cannons will fire back. But the advantage of mine are that there are 4 cannons in each battery, whereas his only have 3, and my cannons are slightly more accurate. But see here, it'll hurt my hussars. When you have artillery, I think if you can, you should probably aim for their like most expensive units, like guards, or if they have cavalry, those are good targets. Line infantry and skirmishers are not really that good for targets because they're just not worth as much, so you're not hurting your enemy as much with each hit. So anyway, we got our Jaegers sort of stealth moding up, but in front of his lines he has some stealth mode riflemen. And these men, I think I had to have shot them for them to be like that, so that was an accident. But annoying stuff like that happens, I guess. But I kind of wish, like, when there was a unit right in front of your cannons, they, like, wouldn't just fire at them as if they weren't there. They'd kind of, like, I don't know, like, I don't really know what I expect. It's just kind of annoying the way it is. So what's really cool about the Vindebush Jaegers is that I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but they have like these kind of like weird air gun thingies, and they're really quiet. So as far as skirmishers go, they're very good. And that's one of Austria's strengths. The reasoning that I chose Austria when really I haven't used Austria before is I know that Austria has more men in its line infantry and also has the Vindebush Jaegers. So the last battle I played against, well actually I was his ally, but Xerxes used a lot of guards, so I was thinking that if I had a lot of men we could have more firepower and I could trim down the guards before they could get into melee. Didn't really work. So anyway, on the right flank, well because he used the Ottomans instead, what I was expecting, my carabiners are getting attacked, but one of his units of Sipahis is already wavering, and I called over some line infantry to help. I messed up here. I meant to try to send them in to melee, but I accidentally forgot to click the melee button. So here they are firing, but it's probably for the better because at this distance they're really not hitting any of my men so much as they would be if the melee was more like mixed up and you couldn't really shoot just the enemy. But after that I'll have them charge in. So here we have the Jaegers, and they're fighting his rifles. The Sedit rifle thingies. Sorry I don't know the names of some of the stuff. It's just I don't usually play as Austria or the Ottoman Empire, so well, whatever. So I sent my infantry in, and then here's something I like to do. Send them into melee with the cavalry, which might seem bad at first, but then once they're all like inside the enemy cavalry, call them into square formation, and then you'll just have put like a square right in the middle of their cavalry. So that's what I think is the most effective way for infantry to attack cavalry. So anyway, I've routed his artillery. I guess the Jaegers shot him. And now he has no artillery left. So the Carabiners are going to go back to their place on my right flank, and my line infantry are going to start curling around the right. He still has those units in the forest, and I think they are Sapahis. But anyways, planting stakes, and I don't really know why he does that, because stakes are anti-cavalry, and it's almost assured he's not going to get attacked in the front by cavalry. But I don't know if he knows that. So anyway, his muskets are running forward, and going to get trimmed down a little bit by the Jaegers. And he's going to stop them right in front, and I guess he's going to do that tactic where you march up and you try to get one shot off before you can go into melee. It's a pretty good tactic actually here. It works pretty well for him. Well, not really. Like, it would be better than him just charging, but it would probably have been better if he didn't charge. Because, see here, my Jaegers, I had them set to skirmish mode, and this is the distance where they would get up to run away, but since the muskets aren't coming any closer, they're not running away, they're just standing up, so a lot of them are gonna die. That kinda sucks. I wish they wouldn't do that. But in a few minutes it won't matter. So anyway, here it's Jaegers versus muskets, and muskets are... Actually, at this stage, the Jaegers are beating the muskets. I remember mousing over it in the battle and being kind of surprised about that, but line infantry is helping them. And he thought he was going to be attacked on his left by my Carabiners, but I guess he forgot that they were missile cavalry. So we're just standing and shooting in a square formation, and my line infantry over there is helping too. Yeah, this is another tactic I also like. If you have cavalry and he has infantry, but you also have some infantry that could support, what you should do maybe is sort of threaten a cavalry charge, and he'll go into square formation, retreat your cavalry, and have your infantry shoot their infantry, which are now in square formation, and he won't be able to return fire very much. If he goes out of square formation, do another cavalry charge. If he doesn't form back in time, just keep the cavalry charge, and then you'll have charged him. If he starts forming a square again, pull back. So anyway, my Carabiners, I tried to get them to run away. One unit managed to. But anyway, here he's going to redirect his attack to my line infantry. But now my squares will prevail again. And formed into a square. A little bit too late, but we'll be okay. So he's starting to run out of troops on the other side of the battle here. And here is, again, Jaegers versus muskets. But I think that, actually no, sorry, it was line infantry versus muskets. And his muskets have more men, so I had my line infantry charge and then be supported by this cavalry. And actually trampled some of my men, but I got some of his too. So we're reforming the line infantry closer up so we can fire back at their rifles. And then over here, the square versus cavalry battle is still going. It's not really a battle, it's sort of just like a section of the battle. I killed his general over here, and pretty soon all of his Sapahis are going to start wavering. Yep. And that's going to become sort of like a mass rout over here. Well, not mass, but... And you can see there all the bodies of his Sapahis. Really a square formation is effective against cavalry. Good game to Xerxes.